Okay, welcome back to part 2 of beginner tips. Today's video we'll be speaking about purposeful contractions, rest days, leg training, progressive overload, pre-workout meals, joint pain, falling in love with the process, weight tracking, judgment, and chewing your food. So first up we have purposefully contracting your muscles in between sets. So recently I was listening to the Human Lab podcast. He was speaking about purposefully contracting your muscles for 30 seconds in between sets to induce more micro tears within your muscles to lead to more muscular hypertrophy. This is really good to imply to weak muscle points if your goal is specifically hypertrophy, so muscle size. Whereas if your goal is muscular strength as well as size, only do this on the exercises which strength is not as important to you as sizes. For example, if you were doing barbell flat bench press in between your sets, I wouldn't recommend tensing your chest as hard as you can, because this will lead to a decrease in your performance, so your numbers will go down quite significantly. Whereas for accessory exercises such as chest press, going back to the last video, or flies, or for back, a low seated row, a chest supported row, T-bar row, so in between the sets, you just want to hold the tense of your muscles for about 30 seconds. You could do less, you could do more. It all depends how you feel about it. I would highly recommend checking out the podcast, so I will link it below. Give it a listen, make your own opinions, and then make a decision from there. Secondly, we have rest days. For beginners, you shouldn't be training more than 5 times a week. 5 times is still quite a significant amount. You should probably start with 3 and see how your body reacts to the stress on the working muscles. See how quickly you can recover and see, yeah, this is cool, I can go again for another session. Something to note is try and leave 2 days in between training each muscle group. So for example, if you're following a push-pull legs program, on Monday you train push, you probably won't want to train another push session until at least Wednesday. If after a few days your muscle is still hurting, still aching a bit, it's completely down to you whether you train or not. Different people say different things, so it's your choice. If you feel like you can put out the same output as you did on the first day, go for it. If you're a bit unsure, just give it another day, allow your body to recover. Maybe just go and hit another session if your other body parts are ready for it, or just have an active rest day where you stretch, do some cardio, foam roll, massage gun, whatever. Just get your body primed for the next session. Thirdly, train your legs. Like a lot of people, when I started out, I did not train my legs for a good few months. All this did was it led to a lack in progress. Training your legs not only leads to an equal distribution of muscle mass throughout your body, it also leads to release in the hormones required for muscle gain. So training legs is extremely optimal, especially starting out when you want to see gains as quickly as possible. So training your legs equates to an increase in progress in your upper body, so train your fucking legs. 4, pre-workout meal. This is all dependent on what you're eating, and it will take time to work out what works for you and what doesn't work for you. For some people, carb heavy meals work better than fat heavy meals. For other people, it's the complete opposite. What I would recommend is having a good amount of protein in there, just to ensure that you stay nice and full throughout the session. For example, I weigh 190 pounds, 86 kilos. Before my session, I eat about 150 grams of oats, 30 grams of protein, a banana, a handful of berries, mixed up into a pot. I call it protein oats, but you can call it. I ate this about an hour and a half before training, and what I find is by the time I go to train, I feel the food is pretty much digested, I feel energized, and I'm ready to go train and hit the session as hard as I can. You got to make sure that the food has digested by the time you go to train, because if it hasn't, then the stomach's going to pull blood away to digest that food instead of the muscle going towards your muscles to aid in the session. On the other hand, if you've had like a super busy day and you have like half an hour before the gym, what I would suggest is just eating a banana, something just in carbs that will help fuel the session and hopefully give you enough energy. Oh my goodness, I'm tired. 5, if it's hurting your joints, stop doing the exercise. Just stop doing it. All this is going to lead to is bigger issues down the road. I used to think that you could just train through injuries and it would just go away. It doesn't. It does not go away. Just leave the exercise for the day, move on to something else. Pain in the joints is not your friend. Pain in the muscle definitely is your friend. You want to continue doing that exercise if it hurts your muscles, but do not do it if it's hurting your joints. Pain usually comes from weaknesses from other body parts, so take some time off training that specific exercise. Try and assess what the situation is. If, for example, it's your front delts that hurt, maybe try and train your rear delts a bit more. I'm not a doctor, Greg said. I am not a doctor. Go and get it checked out if it's really bothering you. It could also be the fact that you're doing the exercise wrong, so don't be afraid to ask someone in the gym if you're doing the exercise right or wrong. Or even record yourself doing it, throw it up on TikTok. Just be vulnerable for a second and be like, yo, am I doing this right? And you'll have a handful of people tell you whether you're doing it right or wrong, but make sure you're getting it from like a reliable person. If it's just a random kid like, oh yeah, you're doing this wrong, just fuck off. Try and find someone reliable to tell you if you're doing it right or wrong. Like, fucking kids, man. Number 6, fall in love with the process. Just enjoy the pain that your muscles get. Enjoy the contractions. Enjoy the struggle. It's not going to be easy, but enjoy it all. Don't hope or wish the results will come sooner, because they won't. It will just lead to more dissatisfaction with yourself and everything. So just enjoy the process. You'll look back and be like, oh yeah, that was pretty fun. And then you'll continue to just enjoy yourself. The gym, it brings so much positivity into your life. Like, it's just happiness, confidence, it's just fucking amazing. I just don't know what I'm saying at this point. Just enjoy it. Number 7, track your weight. If you can weigh yourself every morning, do that, but do it after you've used the toilet. Weigh yourself, write it down, put in your notes, do it on paper, whatever. Just write it down. Look at it over the week. If your goal is fat loss, weight loss, if the weight's going down every week, then you're doing something right. If you look at your weight and day to day it fluctuates up and down, don't be too stressed about that. This is normal. There are so many factors that you have to take into consideration with your weight, such as dehydration, glycogen stores, to name a few. So don't worry about day to day changes. Just focus on week by week basis, and yeah, should be good. Okay, number 8. This is a big one. This is a big one. Don't judge people, because all it's going to do is bring you unhappiness in the long run. Because as much as you judge a person, you're going to judge yourself twice as much, because you put it out into the universe. It's going to fucking come back and slap you in the face. So just don't do it. Like, it doesn't bring anything for anybody. You're just an asshole. At the end of the day, it all just leads to some unhappiness within yourself. So instead of judging people, maybe go out your way to help someone instead.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
If you see someone doing an exercise in the gym and they're doing it wrong, if you know exactly how to carry out the exercise, give them a hand. If you're not too familiar, but you're concerned that they may injure themselves, go ask like a PT or someone in the gym who you feel like is qualified enough to help them out. Be like, yo, I see that guy over there. Do you reckon you could go and give him some tips?
Just a tip.
I don't want him to hurt himself. Most people would be like, of course, yeah, I'll go talk to him or her or whatever. And then on the other hand, if you see someone in the gym who's like their first day, make them feel comfortable within their surroundings, as they probably won't be too comfortable considering it's their first day. So just strike a conversation, be welcoming, be warm and gentle, and just help them out if they need help. Just make friends with them. Just be nice. That's all it takes. Be nice and people will be nice back to you. And if people aren't nice to you, don't give them any of your attention. Simple. Finally, a massive one that needs to be spoken about more is chew your food, okay? Chew your food until it turns into a literal paste. If you've just started in the gym, you're going to be eating more protein, as that is required to build muscle mass. And protein is quite a hard macronutrient to break down. So by chewing it into a paste, you will allow for your digestive system to be pretty chilled out, because you've done all of the hard work. If you swallow like a chicken breast whole, your digestive system is going to fucking hate you. And do you know what it's going to cause? Gas, bloating, pain, constipation, all of the things you do not want. So just chew your food. It'll take a while, while to like chew it and get used to the fact that you gotta chew your food so well, but it'll be worth it. You will thank yourself for chewing the food whole. Chewing the food whole? Chewing the food completely. Right, so that is it. That is the end of the video for this part 2. I'll probably make a part 3 because like, every day I think of new things to like speak about. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.